All right, welcome to episode 3 of the Open Field Podcast. I'm Mike. That's Dylan.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
That's Uz.
What's good?
Today we're going to be doing a way too early prediction of the NFL playoffs. You heard our QB ranks last week, so this week we're going to be taking it all the way to Super Bowl 56. But before I do that, I want to say thank you to everybody who subscribed to the channel and followed the Instagram. If you haven't, it's Open Field Podcast at Open Field Podcast. It really helps us out. And now I'm happy to announce that we're officially on Apple Podcasts as of today. So to subscribe there, you just search Open Field Podcast on Apple Podcast app, and you'll see our logo. That way you don't have to listen to it with the YouTube app open for 2 fucking hours. So I'm sorry that we're degenerates and made you do that because we couldn't get our shit together. And next week we'll be on Spotify. So if you use Spotify, if you don't have an iPhone, it'll be on Spotify next week. Also, the IG Live Challenge is still live for one more day if you're listening to this on Thursday at 11:59 p.m. on Friday. If we have 100 subs and 100 followers on IG, I will be taking 5 paintball shots on IG Live.
And I hope it fucking happens.
So do I, unfortunately. As much as I don't want it to happen, I want it to happen.
I will be partaking as well.
And right now
I will be doing the shooting.
You probably will be shooting both of us. Right now we're at 29 and 26 respectively. So tell your fucking friends if you want to see me cry like a girl. Let's get this shit cracking. Which one of you guys want to start?
I'll start first. I guess we'll go with the NFC first.
Yeah, let's go NFC West first. Who you got going for the NFC West?
Out of the West, I have the Niners starting 7-0 and then taking it all the way to 13-3.
All right.
Jimmy G, all he does is win.
So I have the 49ers coming out the West. I love the draft, with Trent Williams trade, and they have the elite D linemen, even though they left, even though they traded away DeMunker, the D line is still elite. So I have them going 11-5 in that division and winning that.
Yeah, same thing for me. I have the 49ers at 12-4. You got some key departures there, but they had a pretty strong draft. I mean, it's crazy because the top teams in the draft this year from last year just only got stronger. They really killed it in the draft, and I see them going 12-4, topping out the NFC West. NFC North. Let's see where you guys go there.
I got the bad man coming out of the North, Aaron Rodgers. I got them coming out 12-4.
Ooh, I actually have the Packers. Yeah, I also have the Packers going 11-5. Going 11-5 in that division. It's a tough division because I also have the Vikings coming out, having 11-5 season as well.
Okay, so I have the Packers going 11-5 too. I think they're gonna scrape together a lot of division wins. I don't think they're gonna win a lot against a lot of good teams. I think it's probably one of the most beat up divisions right now. I don't see the Packers the only team I have in that division going positive. So
wow, really?
Yeah, I don't have anybody. I don't have anybody beyond 8-8 besides the Packers at 11-5. I think
what?
I think you see. Yeah, I think you see the Vikings take a beating. The Bears. I'll just run through it. I have Packers 11-5. I have Vikings 8-8. I have Bears 6-10. I have Lions 4-12.
I do think this is Aaron Rodgers' last season as a Packer. What's the running back? Jones?
Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones. I think he again has another great season. They're going to be run heavy, and Aaron Rodgers is going to do what he does. That defense is still pretty good. They're going to win that division easily.
So wait, so you have Aaron Rodgers leaving after this year?
I think so.
Because of the Jordan Love,
not even just that. I don't know. I feel like they've just done him so dirty. I don't know. Does he even want to be there anymore?
Look, I think that the conference itself of the NFC is just the strongest. Okay, so I have the Packers going 11-5, the Vikings going 10-6.
Wow.
The Lions going 8-8, and the Bears going 7-9.
What are they beating the entire NFC division? Holy shit,
bro! I'm telling you, I think
we all agree though. We all have the Packers coming out of the North.
Yeah, I have the Packers coming out of the North. I can't see the Vikings have bad problems on defense towards the back half of the year, and with Stephon Diggs gone, I mean, we got to see if Dalvin Cook's going to stay healthy for the entire year. So
Yeah,
I don't
agree.
see them winning too many games. Kirk Cousins has to play well. I don't see them. They haven't given me a reason to stay where they're at from last year, or even get better. So I have them at 8-8. Just how it came out.
Spoiler alert: I don't have the Vikings making the playoffs this year.
I do not either.
I do not either.
But we'll get into the seeding in a little bit.
You don't have them making it at 10-6.
Nope.
Oof.
Damn.
All right, so NFC East. We're gonna roll right into the fucking next one. NFC East. What do you got, Dylan?
Go Birds!
Of course.
11-5.
Oof.
11-5.
Yeah.
I mean,
Might be a little worse, but
I mean, I see 11-5. I do have them as 10-6. Because this year they lost Alshon Jeffrey, Deshaun Jackson. I don't know what's the situation with that. But I do like their revamped secondary. That looks good to me. The Jalen Hurts thing, I don't think is a bad pickup in the second round because of the fact that Carson Wentz only had one full season right now under his belt, and it doesn't hurt to have a good second backup. You know what I mean? So I have them 10-6. They can definitely do 11-5, but we'll see.
what about you, Mike?
I have Cowboys going 12-4, top of the division. I have the Eagles going 8-8, Giants going 8-8, and the Redskins with trying to improve on their record from last year. They go 2-12.
So you have
I'm cringing.
I'm cringing too, but
About what? What do you what stands out to you there?
8-8.
8-8.
The 8-8 for the Giants and the Eagles?
Yeah.
All right, so what have the Eagles added to their team this year that makes them more than an 8-8 team this year?
Speed. It's a copycat league. You saw with the Chiefs, they had the fastest receiving core, and the Eagles are now right up there with that. Out of the players that they
I don't
drafted,
know.
Deshaun coming back.
I don't know.
They-
You get Jalen Reagor, you get a TCU wide receiver, and Jalen Hurts, and I don't think that from what that entails, I don't see that making them take the step forward.
My thing is I still don't see your argument for 8-8. Like last year they went 9-7.
Okay.
Like if you don't see any improvement, but you don't see really anywhere they really lost, I would say okay, go back to 9-7.
Okay.
But
So-
8-8, I don't see that. Like I do see a easier schedule for them this year, and I do think the additions to the speed of the wide receivers will help them. I think that 10-6 is realistic, but 8-8, I just think I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay, so I'll explain it to you this way: they lose both Cowboys games,
Damn.
and
Yeah,
that gets you to 8-8. Right
I
there.
have them going 5-1 in the division, sweeping the Giants and Redskins, but splitting it with Dallas.
I have them splitting with Dallas.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't fathom any of those teams. Like I know it's always a shit show in that division, and you never know who's gonna come out. But I can't see the Cowboys not winning that division with what they did in the draft and the team that they have built right now. So
My big thing with them, they did not address that defense. They could score 30 to 35 points, but are they gonna be able to stop anyone? I don't know.
I mean, we're
Like,
going to see. But
Just, I know we're all in Eagle country here, okay, and this is why I guess we're all like kind of putting more time in there. But looking at the schedule, I see if they're going to split the Dallas game, that's one. They will lose. Let's say they lose against San Fran, the Ravens, Green Bay,
I have them beating
Saints.
Seattle. Yeah, they're gonna lose to the Saints.
and then I do have them beating the Seahawks.
Yeah, me too.
So that's 5. That's 11-5.
Yeah.
I don't see 8. I don't see 3 more games to lose in this season out of this easy ass schedule they have.
you have them beating the Seahawks?
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
So even
So-
if they
so-
e-
so
even
the-
if they don't beat the Seahawks, that's still my 10-6.
Yeah. Well, I see they don't improve that much more than they did last year, and they lost to him twice last year. So I'm not. I don't have them winning this against the Seahawks.
You got to beat
Okay,
them
okay.
eventually.
So are they losing against Washington,
No, they're not losing against Washington.
Arizona?
That's a
Like
tough one.
who are your losses right now?
You want to see them? Hold on.
Dallas, San Fran, New Orleans, Green Bay, and I don't have the schedule up in front of me right now. I think Ravens. That's 5.
Yeah, it's 5.
Yeah, I'm pulling it here. Hold on. They win against Washington. They win against they lose against the Rams. They're 1-1. They win against Cincinnati. They're 2-1. They lose against the 49ers. They're 2-2. They lose against the Steelers. They're 2-3. They lose against Baltimore. They're 2-4. They beat the Giants. They're 3-4. They lose to the Dallas Cowboys. They're 3-5. They lose to the New York Giants. They're 3-6. They beat the Cleveland Browns. They're 4-6. They beat the Seahawks. I'm sorry. They lose against the Seahawks. They're 5-7. They lose against the Packers. They're 5-8. They beat the Saints.
And they went out.
And yes.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Let's move on.
Yeah. Me and Ooze have the Eagles coming out. Mike has the Cowboys.
Wow.
You both have the Eagles. Yeah. So I think that's the first time we have a difference there. So
Now we go to brutal
NFC South.
NFC South.
I have the Saints going 12-4. I have the Bucks going 10-6. I have the Falcons going 5-11, and I have the Panthers going 3-13.
Damn.
Yeah. Panthers probably one of the worst teams in the NFL right now.
Sorry, Christian McCaffrey. I don't have them making the playoffs either.
No, me either. So I have Saints going 12-4, Bucks going 11-5, Carolina going 6-10, and then Falcons going 9-7.
Damn, all right.
I have the Bucks. This is gonna be crazy. I have them going 13-3.
I was thinking.
Oh my god.
There's some games. There's some games in there that very winnable.
Yeah, I got the Saints going 12-4 as a wild card. Falcons, I had them about 8-8, and then Panthers 5-11. So I got the Bucks, by the way, having home field advantage throughout the NFC.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough. You know what I mean?
That is the craziest receiving core.
Crazy that Tom Brady ever had.
Dude, you think Tom? Listen, I'm not knocking Tom Brady, right? Obviously, Jameis Winston threw an amount of interceptions last year, but I don't think just adding Tom Brady to the mix wins you that many games.
Absolutely does.
I don't think it does, bro. I don't think it does. All right. So why didn't Tom Brady with the Patriots beat the
because he had no receivers, okay? No receivers.
He hasn't had receivers for 10 years.
No Gronk either.
Yeah, he's not used to having receivers. Now he has 2 receivers. He's gonna be like underthrowing them. He's like, wow, these guys are fast.
No.
I can't believe he has good wide receivers now.
He has 3 wide receivers, 2 tight ends is what he's been winning Super Bowls with. Okay, now he has it again.
Don't matter if you don't have the ball.
What do you mean he don't have the ball? You think the Bucs defense was trash last year?
I think it was subpar. I think they had a good pass rush. I think that was about it.
Bro,
you think Shaq Barrett has the same season this year?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I do.
I don't think he has a terrible season, but I don't think he's going to play the way he did last year.
I'm telling you right now, that team is going to be like, I smell playoffs. So let's get there.
I did put them 10-6, so let's talk about that.
Did you have them winning the division at 10-6?
No, I have the Saints at 12-4. I have the Bucks 10-6, Falcons 5-11, and Panthers 3-13.
I don't see 6 games they're losing here.
I do. So let's rifle down this list. Dylan, give me your seeds from 1 through 7.
1 through 7, I have Bucks, number 1, home field advantage. 2, 49ers at 13-3. All right, so I have the Bucks and 49ers both going 13-3, but Bucks are going to have more division wins, so that will put them ahead. The North, Packers 12-4. They're number 3. Eagles at number 4 at 11-5. My wild card number 1 is Saints at 12-4, which sucks, but that's what it'll be. Wild card number 2, Seattle at 11-5, and we talked about this a little bit on the last podcast. Kyle Murray had a great last
Ooh,
yeah.
that's a,
I got the Cardinals at 10-6 for number 3.
wow. That's big talk.
Yeah, I have them bottom of the division, 10-7.
That's 10-7.
I'm sorry, 7-9. I was looking at fucking two numbers at the same time.
I have, I think the same thing. No, sorry. I have the Saints number 1 at 12-4. Then goes 49ers, Packers, Eagles. And then for the wild card, it goes Bucks, Seahawks, Cowboys.
Okay.
And that's my NFC.
Wow, you have Cowboys 7?
I have the Cowboys not making the playoffs.
Yeah, I have them. I have them.
Wow.
I have them going 10-6. Yes.
And it's not because I'm an Eagles fan. I have them going 10-6 as well. But the Cardinals, based on division wins and all that, I think they're going to go 10-6 as well.
All right,
And
so I have first seed, I have the 49ers, getting the top seed again. Second seed is the Saints. Third seed, Cowboys. Fourth seed, Packers. Fifth seed, Seahawks. Sixth seed, Bucks. And then the Rams are sneaking in as a seventh seed.
Ew.
What? The
Yep.
Rams?
Mm-hmm.
Yowzers.
Listen, man, I think they're going to get back to their 2016, 2017 form. Sorry, 2017, 2018 form.
Ay caramba. Yikes.
Sean McVay, towards the back half of that season, he changed a lot of coaching mentalities that they were running out there with. And you look at the back half of their games, they were playing a little bit better. But I mean, they don't have Todd Gurley this year, but they're gonna, with that revamped offense, I think they're gonna do well. I'm not saying they play like out of their minds the next year. I think they're gonna barely scrape in as a 7th seed. No one in my projection goes 9-7, so they're
NFC
left and alone.
The NFC is a powerhouse. I mean, I got
I don't.
Cardinals making it at 10-6, and I think Kyle Murray, he's gonna rise. He's got D-Hop now. I have 3 NFC West 49ers, Seahawks, and Cardinals.
Yeah, I had the Niners, Seahawks, and the Rams all getting in at 12-4, 10-6, and 10-6. And I had the Cardinals going 7-9. I didn't have them having a horrible season. I just don't think
Cardinals going 7-9.
Cardinals going 7-9.
I have the Cardinals going 9-7.
I have 5 of their losses coming from the division.
I don't know about that.
I mean, they're going to play the 49ers twice, Seahawks twice, and the Rams twice. And I have the Rams going 10-6.
They usually split with them, though.
I don't think they're even close. If you look at a lot of the games, even Kyler won last year. Not saying it's bad, but I mean, he's just running around with his head cut off, like just trying to win games.
His first year with basically no receivers.
I get it. I mean, but I think he's still going to have growing pains in his second year. I don't think just adding D-Hop is going to make him like blow teams out. I really don't.
Look at this. Like, no, I'm telling you right. I think so. I think that plus having a second year is going to help him a lot. You know, it helped Deshaun Watson a lot. You know what I mean?
Carson Wentz.
I don't think it was.
Look, and you talk about a team that they lost both games, right, for San Francisco last year. A total of 13 points they lost by. The first game they lost by 3. The second game they lost by 10. Okay. Let's see. You said a sweeper division. Who else is in the division?
Was
Seahawks.
that Baltimore the second game?
Huh?
By 10? They lose by 10 to Baltimore. Is that what the second game was?
No, the San Francisco 49 in the division.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they lost by 3 the first time and 10 the second time. Seahawks, they lost the first time. They beat them the second time.
Yeah, they usually split with Seattle.
You know what I mean? Like, I think those close wins, or close losses, they're gonna get flipped to wins. Like the Carolina, like Carolina, they're not getting blown out by Carolina like this year.
No, I have that as one of their wins, but like I think they take 5 of their 9 losses to their division.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
I mean, do we think the 49ers and the Seahawks are remotely close to the Cardinals right now in terms of like playoff potential.
No, but but I don't see them like that far off. If that makes sense, I have the Cardinals improving dramatically. Like I guess going from what was this, 5-11 last year or whatever to 9-7. I think that's a good turnaround.
Yeah, I mean, and that place, Arizona, it's hard to win there for opposing teams, no matter who.
Yeah,
They have a good shot of winning all 8. I don't have them winning all 8 home games, but that's fucking brutal place to play. Out from last year, I have the Vikings not making the playoffs, who made it last year, and new from last year, I have the Bucks and the Cardinals making it.
Yeah, mine would be Bucks and Rams that did not make it last year.
All right, let's move on here. Let's move on here.
All right, so we're gonna hit up the AFC North on this one. Dylan, where you got the AFC North at?
I think I have your team, the Ravens, at 13-3 with home field advantage throughout the AFC.
Oof. Oof.
Yikes.
I'm happy to hear that, but that's not what I have. Ooze, what do you got?
I have them at 12-4.
12-4.
Yep, I have the Ravens at 12-4, and they will have the second seed, so they will be playing in playoffs.
Okay, I have the Ravens at 13-3. I have the Steelers at 10-6. I have Cleveland at 6-10.
Where are you getting these?
I have Bengals at 5-11. All right, so all right, so let me finish the list, all right, before you start fucking screaming at me, all right. But second off, what makes you think that the Steelers are? And I fucking hate the Steelers, dude. I fucking hate them. But what makes you think the Steelers don't have a decent season?
Let me listen to Dylan first. Dylan,
Before you go, I just laughed at your reaction, but you know what's crazy? I have them at 9-7.
I haven't 9-7 is fine. Like I think 97, 88. I think that's their range right now. Like,
listen, they went 8-8 with an absolute dumpster fire of a roster last year.
They still have the dumpster fire.
No, they have Big Ben back. Obviously, Big Ben's not in his prior form, but he's 10 times better than Devlin Hodges and Mason Rudolph. They were playing like peewee fucking quarterbacks, and they were still staying in games somehow. You have Deontay Johnson, who I think is going to be a breakout candidate this year from his performance last year. Deontay Johnson had the most receptions of all rookies last year, which a lot of people overlook. You have Juju's finally going to get his quarterback back, and if Deontay Johnson blows up, it's only going to help Juju.
Bro,
you finally have a healthy James Conner, and they're still going to work in Benny Snell, and they're still going to work in old flex boy, Jalen Samuels. So you still have them.
Bro,
they have a decent defense. And I'm only saying they're gonna win I'm only saying they're gonna win 2 more games than they did last year with all the shit they went through last year. So, why do you think they're not gonna play better than their 8-8 season?
Because Big Ben. I don't think Big Ben is going to be a quarterback this year. Like I don't think I think this Tommy John surgery he had is going to finish him. I truly believe that. I don't think he's going to have the same anticipation that he used to have. I don't think he's going to have the same arm strength he's going to have. You know what I mean? And he definitely doesn't gonna have the body for it because he never had a body for it before. So imagine now losing the 2 things that actually put you on the top, not being there. You know what I mean? Looking at the schedule, their first win might come at week 6. Against the Browns, maybe, and that's a maybe. That's a maybe. I think the first 2 is gonna be a real shocker. To be like, oh shit, because it's gonna be Danny Dimes. Oh man, Danny Dimes gonna drop them dimes, and then Denver. I think that's gonna be a shocker to them too. You know what I mean? And after that, you got Houston, Tennessee, Philly, and then you got bro.
All right, so
it is a rough start for them.
Bro. And then if at week 6 the Browns have their shit together, you're not seeing a win until after the bye week, maybe the Bengals. Maybe the Bengals. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. It's not looking good for me. For Pittsburgh, 8-8 is probably the way. Probably the way for them. 8-8.
You know
All
what's
right,
real
so
sick?
I don't want to spend a whole a whole amount of time on the Steelers,
Yeah.
but when you look at Big Ben, if Tom Brady and Philip Rivers are going to play in the NFL this season, Big Ben definitely can play in the NFL this season. Like I don't get why we think Big Ben can't come back from an injury. Like he's been injury ridden his whole career. If you look at it,
But Tom Brady and Philip Rivers didn't have major surgery on their throwing arm.
okay, but there's still no basis that he's not going to come back and play. So when you go, he had a pedal Achilles pull grade 1 in 09, right? We start off in 09. He missed week 1. That was it. He missed one game with a concussion in the next season. In 2010, he didn't miss a snap despite having a nose fracture. He sprained his foot in 2011 and played straight through it. He didn't miss a single snap with a hand-thumb fracture in Week 10 against the Bengals in 2011. He sprained his left ankle around halftime against the Browns, and he returned for the second half. He sprained his ankle when an offensive line stepped on him in 2012, still played the entire game.
Mike, you're listing all these injuries on his foot.
On his hands and his arms, but I feel like he's a durable
We're
quarterback that he'll come back in.
Like Mike, we're both like, I don't know about Dylan, but like we watch baseball.
Okay, all right.
Right?
So here's some more recent ones.
There is a highly chance that this year might not be the year that he'll come back fully himself because of the Tommy John.
He's had a long time to come back.
Was it Tommy John?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that was the crazy. Who gets Tommy John?
That's why he was off. He was basically the offensive coordinator for the whole last half of the year, and then
I knew it was elbow. I didn't know it was Tommy John.
It was Tommy John, bro.
Okay, so he had an AC sprain with torn ligaments in his throwing shoulder in 2016. Didn't miss a single game. Tore his meniscus. Missed just one game. He didn't miss any games despite having cracked ribs in 2018, and he suffered an elbow injury in Week 2 in 2019, and it's the most time he's ever had out in his career. He's had more time out in 2019 than he's had in the last 15 years.
Tommy John, and we're talking about Tommy John surgery with contact now.
I think he's had a realistic amount of time to come back from it. And listen, let's not shy away from the issue that when pitchers come back from Tommy John, they throw harder.
They are better.
They're better. You used to have parents make their kids throw in the backyard until they threw their arm out and had to get Tommy John surgery. So they can get Tommy John surgery out of the way when they're young so they can throw harder when they're older. Like, bro, I
get that.
It's a long recovery, but I think he's going to be okay.
I'm not saying – my thing is I'm not saying that he's not going to be completely terrible. I'm saying that this year is not the year. Next year, probably. They're like, absolutely. This year, I don't think it's the year. This is Tommy John with contact.
Tommy John wanted Roy Halladay surgery.
Oh, I mean, RIP. Like, but at the same time, at the beginning of him throwing after that, he wasn't all himself. Like getting on that mound, he wasn't himself in the first month of it. Like him coming back.
Roy Halladay was the GOAT.
So now imagine Big Ben, who's completely out of shape, coming back, throwing the first month with it, and still getting hit on it.
All I'm going to say is the Steelers always find a fucking way to play well. So
they do.
They went 8-8 last year with probably the worst offense in the NFL. One of the worst offenses in the NFL.
Real quick, I have the Ravens first place in the North, 13-3. Second, I have the Browns. I'm going to get a lot of heat for this, 10-6. And then Steelers third with 9-7.
I don't hate it, but wait, you had Bengals 9-6. Wait, what?
No, Browns 10-6. Bengals, I didn't really look at their schedule too much because they got a lot going on.
You basically counted them out. They're missing the fucking playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have Bengals at 5-11.
I have them at 5-11 too.
And then I have the Browns at 9-7.
All right. So AFC West, we got the Chiefs, Broncos, Raiders, Chargers. Where did you guys put them at?
I had the Chiefs at 12-4. And to be honest, I didn't even look at the rest of that division.
Yikes! I have I have the Chiefs going 13-3, Raiders going 7-9, Denver Broncos 9-7, and the Chargers going 10-6.
I did
Oh
look
my
at the Raiders.
God.
Actually, I had the Raiders going
Wait.
8-8.
Wait, you have that out of order. You have the Chiefs. Where'd you have the Broncos at?
9-7.
Everyone went positive in that division.
No, the Raiders had 7-9.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. I was like, dude, that's fucking division stacked.
No, yeah, no.
All right, so I had Chiefs at 14-2. I have Broncos at 10-6. I have Raiders at 6-10. I have Chargers at 13-3.
Chargers at 13-3.
Oh, no. Whoa, fucking timeout.
Timeout. Rewind.
3-13.
Rewind.
Sorry, I'm dyslexic. I'm really not.
Oh my god!
Dude, I'm
was gonna say,
staring at the number 13, and I said 13. I said it
Tyrod
backwards. I'm
Tyrod
gonna do
Taylor.
that fucking 10 times. This thing. Yeah, I
Um,
have the Chargers at 3-13, dude. 3-13. Everyone,
yeah.
everyone fucking just clicked out of it as soon as they heard that.
I have the Chiefs 12-4.
Yeah,
That's
you, like, you just lost all legitimacy for us, like just
Yeah.
now.
Nah, 3-13. The Chargers are.
I have the Chiefs second in the AFC at 12-4
Okay.
in the whole AFC.
All right. So AFC East, we got the Bills, the Jets, the Patriots, and the Dolphins. Dylan, where you have them?
I have the Bills winning that division for the first time fucking since I don't even know at 10-6, and then I have the Patriots and Jets both going 8-8, and then Miami I have them going 4-12.
All right. Who's where you got them?
I do have the Bills as well winning that division, and they are going 10-6. I have Dolphins 7-9, the Patriots surprisingly 9-7, and then the Jets 7-9.
Oh my god! All right, so I have the Bills at 10-6 winning the division. I have the Jets at 9-7. I have the Patriots at 4-12, and I have the Dolphins at 13-3. So
3-13, I hope you mean.
Oh, did I do it again?
Yeah.
Fuck,
You think two-
man. Dude, all right, 13-3, bro. I am like, dude, if
30.
it's 3-1-3, bro, I'm saying it fucking backwards apparently. All right, so yeah, the Dolphins are 3-13. Yeah, I have the Dolphins and the Chargers in the AFC Championship game.
God, bro. Get your shit
So,
together.
3-13.
Now that I think about it, Bill Belichick's probably going to purposely tank and then try to get, what's his name?
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, that'd be the biggest mistake he does. Why would he go get Trevor Lawrence when he has the future Hall of Fame quarterback Jarrett Stidham on his roster?
Oh my god, here we go.
Do we all have the Bills at 10-6?
We all have the Bills.
You have yes, all of the Bills at 10-6.
Wow.
All right, so AFC South. Where do we got him, Dylan?
All right. Ooze, I already hear Ooze.
Ooze is gonna fucking get so mad, bro.
He's going to
so
double
mad.
hate me for what I'm about to do to him. Oh, man. All right, so I got the Titans winning it at 9-7.
Oh my god.
I got the Texans at 8-8. The Colts at 7-9. And then the Jaguars at 3-13.
How, Sway? How? Okay. How do you have us not winning this division? This weak ass division that we almost won last year with a weak ass quarterback. Okay. Like
well, listen.
I
That's
saw Philip Rivers throw a lot of fucking picks last year.
That's a weird hill to die on, to be honest. Defending your quarterback, Philip Rivers, based on the quarterback you had last year.
look, Phil Rivers
Tough one.
compared to Jacoby Brissett is like comparing Andy Dalton to Tom Brady. Okay. It's a vast difference here. All right. And with the schedule, I don't have us losing more than 5 games, to be honest. If I'm being completely honest with myself, maybe and this is a hard maybe right now. Maybe Minnesota. I don't think so, to be honest. Green Bay, we might lose that. The Ravens, we might lose that. Like this schedule is just way too easy. Way too easy for a defense that's ranked top 10, I think top 5 last year, top 5 the year before. We have the number 2 or number 1 offensive line. I don't think Phillip Rivers ever threw behind that before. Our average years of like our players is I think 27, one of the youngest team in the league besides Phillip Rivers. We just got 2 elite pass rushers from the 49ers this year. So I have no idea where you're pulling this number from. Okay.
I don't know where you're pulling this number from. Let me just say something real quick. They were 7-9 last year, right? You get Phillip Rivers under center now. What makes you think that they have that big of a bounce back when, and I know you're going to say it's the last year's Colts, they got blown out by so many teams last year. Like, I get you're saying, like, you barely lost against the Dolphins 16-12. Like, I don't, but like you still lost to the Dolphins, right? It's bad enough, right? You barely beat the Broncos at 15-13, right? You beat the Texans by a touchdown, right? But you start the year off, you got blown out by Jacksonville, 38-20. That's blown out in my eyes.
If you watch the game, it was the last touchdown at the end, but I'll give you that.
You beat the Panthers, but I mean everybody should beat the fucking Panthers last year at that point. And you have this, you lose 34-7 to the Saints. You lose a shootout to the Buccaneers.
Okay, so now
the Titans beat you 31-17.
You gave us 3 games right there that we got blown out, right?
I can give you more than 3 games.
I mean, we lost in overtime to the Chargers. Never should have lost that one. Okay, lost to Oakland. Never should have lost that one. Pittsburgh lost by 2 points. Never should have lost that one. Lost by 4 points to Miami. Never should have lost that one. We're talking about a team that should have been 10-6 or 11-5 to 7-9 with Jacoby. If you put, even with last year's Colts, if you put Phillip Rivers in there, we're beating the Chargers, obviously because it's his team. We're beating Oakland. We're beating Pittsburgh. We're definitely beating Miami.
Did you watch Phillip Rivers last year?
Bro, I watched Phillip Rivers last year, and I'll take Phillip Rivers over Jacoby with the team I have now.
Dog. Phillip Rivers last year.
I don't know why you're hating on Phillip Rivers.
Mike Williams. Listen, no, I'm going to tell you exactly why. He had Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler, and Melvin Gordon. And he had all the opportunities to win games, right? How many times did he absolutely lose games off shit quarterback play? Like bad. Like where he was running off the field frustrated at the end of the game because
he had to put the team on his back because his defense was trash.
I mean, you have you have 7-38.
How many times? If you went back and dove deep in those stats, how many times did those bad plays or bad like quarterback plays result in him having to put the team on his back and throw and
because he couldn't score points for the first 3 quarters.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear all that.
Bro, they put up. All right, so you want to go through Phillip Rivers' season last year?
I mean, we don't have to go through a season.
No, we don't have to. But like Vikings, 39-10, right? 39-10. They only put up 10 points. Chargers put up 45-10. I mean, you're acting like they had it was the Jaguars still, but they lose 20-23. They lose 17-24. They lose 24-26. They lose 11-26. They win 17-16 barely. They lose 20-23. They lose 17-14. They lose 13-20. They win 30-10. They lose 27-20. They lose 10-13, and they lose 30-24. He had like 7 games last year where he could have won, and like I get that you don't have to be in that position, but when you consistently can't pull through, like, dude, he didn't have anything last year. He when he walked off the field, it looked like a quarterback that was going to retire. I don't see how you take that guy with the weapons he had, implant him into, like, not saying it's a bad offense, but like you're taking Keenan Allen for T.Y. Hilton. You have Marlon Mack instead of Austin Eckler and Melvin Gordon, and I don't see the offensive change. Like, I don't think, like, maybe he like is reborn in Indianapolis, but I don't see, like, it's not clicking to me like, oh, that makes sense.
Let's go back. Let me tell you real quick what he has. He has head coach and offensive coordinator that he played with 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I think it was. I think it was 4 years ago. And it was Frank Wright and Nick Seniority. And his numbers were off the charts. 33 and 21 in 2016. 2015, 29 and 13. 2014, 31 and 18. That's the Phil Rivers we're going to see this year. And I'll take that.
Man, I would like for him to prove me wrong, but I think Philip.
Oh, he will. Don't worry.
Done. My predictions were: I have the Titans going 10-6. I have the Colts going 8-8. I don't have them losing a bunch of games.
8-8. These guys are killing me.
I had him at 7 and
Ooh,
9.
they went 7-9 last year. I gave them one game. You got one game more out of me than they did last year, and they didn't show me anything on paper of them improving this year. I mean, you can say they have an easy schedule, but I mean, you're still losing to the Dolphins last year, so who knows what's gonna happen? I have the Texans at 7-9, and I have the Jaguars at 5-11. I have this as my worst division in the league
Me
in
too.
terms of like strength.
I have the winner at 9 and 7.
I have the winner at 10-6, but they would literally win at 9-7. They could honestly win at 8-8 with a tiebreaker.
So I have the Colts going 11-5. Texans going 9-7. Jaguars going 4-12, and then I had the Titans going 10-6.
So you have them. You have them winning by one game.
Mm-hmm.
Who are okay? So
So
let's rewind real quick to do the top 4. Mike, who's your top 4 in the AFC?
Top 4 in the AFC division winners. I have the Chiefs at the number 1 seed at 14-2. I have Baltimore at the 2nd seed at 13-3. I have the Titans as the 3rd seed at 10-6, and I have the Buffalo Bills at the 4th seed with 10-6.
What about you?
I have the same thing. I have the Chiefs, Ravens. Oh no, sorry, I don't have the same thing. I have the Chiefs 13-3, Ravens 12-4, Colts 11-5, and the Bills 10-6.
Okay, I got the Ravens 13-3 with home field advantage. Chiefs 12-4, Bills 10-6, Titans 9-7.
Okay.
What are you guys thinking for the 3 wild card teams in the AFC?
3 wild card teams. I have Steelers at 5, Broncos at 6, and Jets at 7.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead.
You don't want to hear mine.
All right. So I have the Chargers at 10-6, Titans at 10-6, and the Browns at 9-7.
Ooh.
They
Browns
beat out the
slipping
Steelers.
in. Oh my god. Could
I
you
got-
imagine watching
Let's get
the Browns
for the dog
play
pound, baby.
Dude, I would be like, all right, when am I waking up? Like, could you imagine watching a playoff game with the Browns? Imagine how great you have to feel if your team's playing the Browns in the playoffs.
Well, you better buckle
Wha-
up because you're about to fucking hear what I'm gonna say.
Oh my lord.
Okay, with my 3 wild cards, buckle up. I got number 5, the Browns at 10-6.
Big dog.
Oh my
I got-
god.
Wild card number 2, the 6th seed Steelers at 9-7. So I got 3 AFC North teams making it, and then please don't kill me. Number 7, wild card number 3, I got Texans at 8-8.
This is absolute insane.
Oh my god.
What kind of foolishness do I have? Like, yo, these had the Texans at 8-8. Oh god! All right, Mike, continue. We're not gonna harp on
That's
every one of
crazy
this.
because if I didn't have the Jets going 9-7, the Colts might sneak into the 7th spot. But all right, so that's all of our AFC and NFCs. Let's hop back over to the NFC. Dylan, who do you have as the 2 seed facing the 7 seed?
Okay, the 2 seed facing the 7 seed. I have nice NFC West battle with the Niners and the Cardinals. Good season Cardinals, but I have the 49ers moving on.
Okay, so you have the 49ers out of the 2 and 7 seed. Who do you have winning out of the 3 and 6 seed?
3 and 6, I got the Packers and Seahawks. That's always a great battle. It's going to be in Lambeau, but I got the Packers moving on.
Okay. And then out of the Packers and the Seahawks, I mean not the Packers, out of the 4 and the 5 seed, how do you have that going?
Eagles and Saints. Eagles won their division, so they're going to be at home. And I have the Eagles beating the Saints in Philly. Moving on.
Oh, exacting revenge, huh?
Yep.
Dude, I tell you what, when they went up 14-0 last year,
Oh my god. 2 years ago.
was it 2 years ago?
Yeah.
They picked
dude.
off Drew Brees the first fucking play of the game.
I couldn't even believe it, bro. Couldn't even believe it. I was sitting there
And they-
watching them, and you know they didn't score the rest of the game.
That was
It's
brutal,
crazy
man.
to me. All right, so now you're down to Final Four. Who's your two matchups?
All right, round 2, I got the Eagles going in to Tampa. I got the Bucks going forward, unfortunately. Then for the other game, I got the Niners and Packers. Aaron Rodgers' last game is a Packer. Got the 49ers moving forward. So NFC Championship game, Jimmy Garoppolo versus Tom Brady in San Fran, and I got Jimmy Garoppolo moving on to the Super Bowl again.
Ooh. Wow. All right, who's
So-
your 2 and 7?
My 2 and 7 is 49ers and the Cowboys. I have the 49ers moving on that one.
Yes.
And then what's your next one? 3 and 6. I have the Packers and the Seahawks.
Oh, me
I
too.
actually have, huh?
I have the same thing.
Yeah, I actually have the Seahawks moving on.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think Russell Wilson is gonna dig in deep this year, and he's gonna pull something out of his hat. And then 4 and 5, I have the Eagles and Bucks. You know how that's gonna go. Tom Brady's going on. Easy work. And it's not their fault, okay? But easy work. So then the next ones I have is the Saints going against, I think it was the Seahawks. Yes, Saints and Seahawks. Saints win that one. 49ers going against
Bucks.
the Bucks. I have the Bucks winning that. And then it'll be the Saints and the Bucks in the NFC Championship, and I have the Bucks winning that.
Oh my god.
Right to the
Dude,
Tom Brady-
Super Bowl.
I'm like,
Tom Brady gets to the Super Bowl with the Bucks in the first year.
you put Drew Brees in elite, and then you had him lose to the Bucks. That's crazy. Oh, wait till you hear what I say. This is gonna be. All right, so you ready for this one? All right, so my 2 and 7 seed, I have the Saints at number 2. I have the Rams at number 7. I have the Rams absolutely upsetting them in the first round of the playoffs.
Upsetting who again?
Upsetting the Saints.
In
I
New
have
Orleans.
the Rams beating New Orleans in New Orleans to start off the NFC playoffs.
Well, they did a couple of years ago, but
Well, listen, in 2018,
Bro.
2018, you had the Minneapolis Miracle, right? They beat the Eagles 2 seasons ago and then lost to the Rams in that controversial game with the pass interference. And then the Vikings fucking pulled it off again last year away. They were at Vikings. So, I mean, they were at
in New Orleans.
they were in New Orleans and lost the first round too. They find a way to absolutely crumble when it comes to the playoffs, and I think this is no exception. I think the Rams absolutely slap them, and they're out the first round of the playoffs.
I have the Saints losing first round too, but to my
You
Eagles.
Yeah. So, 3 seed, I have the Cowboys. 6 seed, I have the Bucks. I have the Cowboys beating the Bucks in the first round of the playoffs, and then the Packers play the Seahawks, and I have the Seahawks winning against the Packers. So my
We all
top
have-
4.
I'm sorry.
No, what were you saying?
I was gonna say all three of us have Packers and Seahawks
playing
first
each other in
round.
the first round. Yeah, I mean that's kind of like it's so easy to match them up in the playoffs.
It is.
So now I have 49ers, first seed 49ers against the Rams, and I have the San Francisco 49ers beating the Rams.
Thank God.
So I have the 49ers beating the Rams. I have 3 seed Cowboys against 5 seed Seahawks. I have the Cowboys beating the Seahawks. And then for the NFC Championship game, I have the 49ers versus the Dallas Cowboys. And I have
Battle of the bandwagon.
and I have the Dallas Cowboys reaching. the
Oh
Super
my
Bowl.
God.
I think
What?
this is their year. If they're gonna win, this is their year. 2 words for you. CD Lamb.
You think Mike
Rookie of
McCarthy
the
and
year.
CeeDee Lamb are going to make that much of a difference?
Rookie of the year. Mike McCarthy's gonna make them throw all the time. I don't think you could make a better offense to put Mike McCarthy in. To be honest,
All right, I'm out.
I think you're crazy.
Kidding.
Team's fucking stacked. So that's how I have. All right. So who is your NFC candidate? Ooze?
The Bucks.
Bucks, and you have 49ers, Dylan, right?
Yep.
And I have Cowboys. All right. So let's see who's going to be facing off against our teams through the AFC. Dylan, who do you have in the AFC as your 7th seed and your 2nd seed?
The Chiefs and Texans in round 1, and I got the Chiefs just manhandling them. I also have the Bills and the Steelers. I have the Steelers going in to Buffalo and winning.
Tough.
Yeah, and then for
That's tough.
the third game of round 1, I got the Titans and the Browns. Kind of a shit show, but I have the Browns going into Tennessee and winning as well.
Oh my God! You're telling me the Browns win a playoff game in 2020?
Yeah, against the Titans
Oof.
on the road.
I've seen
Oh.
crazier.
Dude. Oh.
Do you want me to go on to
I
round
can't
2?
imagine it. Yeah, go on to round 2. Yep, go straight on through round 2.
All right, so then I got nice battle of the AFC North again, except this time in the playoff. I got the Ravens and the Steelers. Probably Ben's last game, and I got the Ravens winning kind of easily. And then I got the Chiefs and the Browns. The Chiefs in the second round of the playoffs is just, or I'm sorry, the Browns in the second round of the playoffs makes me want to throw up. But I got the Chiefs beating the Browns.
Dude, I was about to stop recording if you said that.
So then I got, in the AFC Championship, I got the Chiefs and the Ravens, and I have a rematch from a Super Bowl a couple years ago. I got the Niners and the Ravens in the Super Bowl.
Oh wow! It would have been literally a rematch from last year if you would have put the Chiefs in.
Yeah,
All right.
close.
So we got your matchup. All right, Ooze, who do you have as your 2nd and 7th seed?
So it will be the Ravens and I'm trying to figure this out real quick. Oh, there we go.
You can cut.
It's no, I got it.
You can just
It'll
pause and then say it.
Yeah, give me a second. Yeah, so it'll be Ravens and the Browns, and I have the Browns winning that one. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh my God, bro! Yo, I literally like snapped my head to nobody. I almost jumped out of the fucking chair.
I have the Colts playing the Titans, AFC South matchup, and then I have the Titans losing that one. So the Colts will move on. And then I have the Bills playing the Chargers, and the Bills will win that one.
Okay.
So then I have the Chiefs playing the Bills. Chiefs win that one. I have the Ravens playing the Colts. And I have the Colts win that one.
Do you really?
Yep, I really do. And then I have the Chiefs playing. It'll be another rematch of 2 years ago of the Chiefs and the Colts. And we win that one.
Wow. So you
I
have.
I have Phil Rivers going to his first Super Bowl this year.
Oh my God! You have the Colts going to the Super Bowl. All right, so you have. All right, so let me go through mine real quick, and then we'll go through our Super Bowl matchups. I have the 2nd seed Ravens going against the 7th seed Jets. I have the Ravens taking that game. I have the 3rd seed Titans against the 6th seed Broncos. I have the Broncos taking that game against Tennessee. I have the 4th seed Bills playing the 5th seed Steelers, and the Bills take that game. And then I have the 1st seed I have the 1st seed Chiefs against the 6th seed Broncos, and I have the Broncos upsetting the Chiefs in the
Wow.
AFC
Drew Lock?
divisional round. I have Drew Lock and the Broncos and Jerry Jeudy making it happen. Melvin Gordon gets to his first AFC championship game. All right, so then I have the 2nd seed Ravens against the 4th seed Bills, and I have the Ravens taking that game. So my AFC championship game is the 2nd seed Baltimore Ravens against the 4th seed Denver Broncos, and I have the Ravens winning that game. So I have the Ravens going to the Super Bowl.
Me and you both have the Ravens in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. I think the Broncos are going to shock the world. I don't think they're like. I think they're going to have like that kind of scrappy playoff run that nobody expects.
Like the Titans did?
Yeah, but I think they just go one game further than the Titans did.
Titans
Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, they made it to the AFC Championship game. Yeah. So yeah, I basically have them as this year's.
And
this year's
you have the
Titans.
Cowboys and the Ravens.
So I have Cowboys and Ravens.
If that happens, I'm
Sure.
the fucking biggest Ravens fan this world has ever seen.
I think it's very possible for both those teams to make the playoffs or to make the Super Bowl.
And who do you have the Chiefs losing to?
I have the Chiefs getting upset by the Broncos in the divisional round.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. I actually have.
And you guys are trying to shame me like Game of Thrones out here on the Colts.
Yeah.
Shame.
A little bit. Except the Broncos aren't my own team. That's the difference. I'm not making my own team beat the Chiefs this year.
Look, I'm saying we lost the Chiefs 2 years ago, and I'm pretty sure we could have made it to the playoffs after that, but we're going to the Super Bowl this year. Call me biased, call me whatever it is, but I think it's going to happen. I think Phil Rivers has it. I think the new team rejuvenizes him just like Tom Brady is going to get rejuvenized, and it's going to be the battle of the rejuvenation quarterbacks of the fountain. Let's go to the fountain of youth.
All the old heads.
Quarterbacks. Okay. OG Super Bowl.
So you had who in the NFC again?
The Bucks.
Oh my God. It's not crazy. It's just you would think we would have seen Tom Brady. Well, no, you couldn't have seen that before.
No, because they face each other all the time in AFC.
That was an AFC. Was that an AFC championship game back in the day? It was, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we have Ooz's Colts making the Super Bowl, but do they win the Super Bowl? Is what I want to know.
If you guys are listening to this, anyone, I want to see these comments. I need to know what you think of that about the Colts with Phillip Rivers, 39-year-old Phillip Rivers going to the Super Bowl.
And 42, 43, whatever, Tom Brady. Like let's not be around the bush here.
But he's
okay?
Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer, I think. A lot of people don't think so.
And he will solidify his Hall of Fame this year. Ball.
Does he win?
That was a great. Thank you, Dylan. That was a great transition for my.
Does he win?
Yes, he will solidify his Hall of Famer.
Oh my God!
So you got the Super Bowl winning quarterbacks in Colts history is who the fuck? What was his name?
Peyton Manning. Oh no,
Johnny Unitas.
Johnny Unitas.
Unitas. Yeah. Yes.
Peyton Manning and Phillip Rivers.
That was the Baltimore
Yep.
Colts, so that's not. It's really the same.
Hey.
If that happens, that is. Sorry, Mike. I got the 49ers beating the Ravens.
Listen, man, it happens,
But Lamar Jackson will get his eventually. He's young.
After San Fran having two absolutely heartbreaking fucking Super Bowl losses, so let me just cut off this off by saying, I have spent both of San Fran's Super Bowl runs with a San Francisco 49ers fan, actually 3 or 4.
Oh, yeah.
Sauce and his friends. And I can't I didn't feel bad when Baltimore beat them because I was just ecstatic. I couldn't fucking believe my team won the Super Bowl, and I didn't even care at that point. But last year, watching them root for the 49ers and being up
By 10.
and being in the fourth quarter and they get the ball and they're all running in the end zone, Sauce, who it was my old roommate's brother, for anyone who's wondering, he had a bottle of champagne on ice in the middle of the table with all his friends. And just imagine 3 quarters of them absolutely losing their shit, like freaking out, running around, hugging each other, and couldn't fucking believe that it was happening. And then you watch it all fall apart.
Was that a
pick
six or a fumble? It was a defensive touchdown either way.
Yep. And then you watch everything fall apart. Like the Jimmy G throw when he missed it, they're just sitting there stone cold. They're not even angry. They're just silent. They just couldn't believe it. They're sitting there watching it, and like we're sitting there and we're like, fuck. Like it's kind of hard to watch. Like,
and you know it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Like at the event, like once it started to come back, like it was like you felt it happening, and they ended up popping the champagne anyway. And it was just fucking sad, bro. It was just like him pouring the champagne for everybody, like we're not gonna waste it and all this shit like that. Dude, horrible. But I mean, if the 49ers win the Super Bowl this year, I wouldn't be surprised. And I mean, San Francisco 49ers fans are probably fucking, they're gonna be on watch if they don't win. If they get in the Super Bowl and don't win again. I have the Ravens beating the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. I have the Ravens winning 34-27, and I have Lamar Jackson as Super Bowl MVP.
I wouldn't be mad.
And you know what's going to play after?
What?
His NFL draft moment with Deion Sanders when they asked him what's Baltimore going to get out of you. He said,
multiple Super Bowls, man.
They're going to get everything out of me. They're going
to get everything out of me.
Believe that. You can
believe that.
You guys both have your teams winning the Super Bowl.
Listen. You can call me biased, all right? I won't.
Look, that's what I say. You call me biased, what it is. But I'm telling you right now, these are facts. I come with nothing but the facts, receipts.
Listen,
okay?
This is episode 3 of totally unbiased, fucking way too early Super Bowl predictions.
What I'm gonna say though is, yes, I'm being a little biased by having my team win the Super Bowl, but I don't think I am out of bounds by saying that.
No, I have them in the Super Bowl.
They were the NFL's best team last year, and they have this short window where they can win. They absolutely slaughtered the draft. They have everybody retained this year that they had last year, and I can't see the team getting any worse. I think they correct their mistakes that they had in the Tennessee game. Just think about this: if they play a different team or Tennessee gets knocked out, they could go on a run.
If the Tennessee Titans can make it to the playoffs with a bum-ass quarterback in Ryan Tannehill,
not knocking you, bro.
We can make it to the playoffs and win a Super Bowl. I'm telling you right now.
But me putting the Ravens in the Super Bowl and you putting the Colts in the Super Bowl is not the same.
Bro,
same at all, dude.
Yo, it's been a pleasure. This is the Open Field Podcast. I'm Big Homie Ooze. That's Mike. That's Dylan. We're out. Peace.
All right, guys. All right, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. Please give us a follow. Turn the notifications bell on. It really helps us out. Let us know what you thought in the comments below. If you guys are on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please subscribe. It really helps us out. And the IG Live contest or challenge, should I say, is still open until 11:59 p.m. on Friday. So please do what you can. Watch me get shot by a paintball gun. I'm out. That's Ooze. I'm Mike. That's Dylan. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
We'll talk about basketball next time. The NBA is back.
Back, baby.